What's up?
Hey guys, and welcome to the show. I hope everyone is having a blessed Friday morning. We'll go with
Wow.
that. Sure, why not? I don't know. I mean, hey, it's possible. We're here. It's sunny, but before, let's just hop into it. Here we go. What is the weather like out there, Fernando?
Oh, out there it's like 82.
Is it?
It is.
Wow.
The high is going to be, of course, 90, but it feels like 100. And
yeah, it's wet. It's very wet.
It is wet,
it's
yes.
Very wet. Yeah.
It is good. It is good. Oh, look who it is.
Look who, I don't know what you mean.
Wow.
Giovanni?
Yeah, it's
I
in
was
the
gonna
morning.
say, good morning. How's everybody doing?
morning.
Oh, look at that. That's you.
We're there. We're there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, how cute.
What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy?
Just goes to show off and he changes his pictures. Good morning. San Diego is 66 and 94% humidity. Dew point is 65. Can't see the sun for the clouds. A high of 80, 50% chance of thunderstorms. Starting to rethink how much I pay to live here. I got to be honest with you, it's no better here. I mean, the only upside is you guys just got one hurricane. We've gotten one hurricane this season. You guys get earthquakes. Yeah, you're right. You should rethink that. Morning, dark and 57 up in the Pacific Northwest. I bet you. It's probably going to be a beautiful day. Detroit checking in with a 61 and a high of 75. Starting to see those temperatures drop, man. Starting to rethink ooh, it's almost time to get rid of the shorts. Everyone I know complains about the cost of living in San Diego. You're not alone. I mean, dude, isn't the cost of living everywhere suck? I mean, it's ridiculous. Sunny and breezy. 83 high today in Tennessee. They just announced that there's going to be a Knowledge Fest Indianapolis is being canceled, and it's moving to Tennessee. We will not be going next year because I already have plans that weekend, but maybe the year after. Morning, guys. 63 and sunny. 81 in North Carolina.
Very nice.
Good morning, gents. Northern Indiana checking in at a cool 50 degrees. Damn. I could go for some 50 degrees, right about now. I've had enough heat. Morning. Currently 74 with a high of 84 in South Carolina. Hi, guys. Springfield checking in at 62 with a high of 79. I saw the Weather Channel was in Clearwater with the flooding. The nice thing about something like that is they have to go look for the flooding. So it's not like we saw any flooding.
No.
There was
I saw some pictures.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could drive 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And get to where the flooding is at.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's on a street we call Edgewater, which is alternate 19, and it's why it's called Edgewater. It's literally the edge of the water. So the likelihood of it getting flooded, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. I mean, it's like road 20 feet, Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
So it's in Florida that's called disaster. But that's why you pay the awesome insurance. But if you're gonna go find something that got wet, that'd be the place to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't think the Causeway here got flooded.
No.
I didn't see that. But I mean, the water had to go somewhere. 52 and sunny here in central Vermont.
Nice.
Don't be alone on the freeway in the hours either. What's up? Morning from Trinidad.
What's up?
Buenos dias.
What's up, buddy?
Good morning. It's Eduardo. You guys look fresh. No, we don't. That's the one thing we do not look as fresh. Ready to rock and roll. You always are. Not me. I'll just be happy to make it through the day. Orlando checking in at 82.
The high is 88. That's right.
Thanks to the late morning Constitution, I finally get to catch the live show again. Awesome.
Very nice.
And then live from the Burkett Zoo, it's 71 degrees. And there we go. So everyone seems to be having a semi-good morning. We're starting to see those temperatures drop. Life is good. That's always important.
Of course.
Let me drop this right here. Where's it at? That one right there. The stories that we're going to provide with you today are brought to you by the fine folks over at C. Ellick, a.k.a. Amy. Got a chance to talk to her this past weekend. for a couple minutes. It's always fun. And that was it. You know, she gives you a couple minutes and then she's on to the next one.
Well, I mean, she has to move on. You know?
Yeah,
she has to find some
stories. But she was looking in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But anyways, got to see her this weekend, which was kind of cool. And it's always fun. So if you want to find out more about these, links are in the description as always. And let's just jump right into it. And by that, I mean actually jump into it. So one of the many things that we did this past weekend was walk around aimlessly. Not really. I didn't. You know, it was weird. I didn't spend a lot of time like walking around at any booth. I don't know why. I was exceedingly busy, but it didn't feel like I was that busy. But I did get 10 minutes to go over and listen to the GAN system that they had over in the Sound Digital Ground Zero booth. So they had the 5-channel GAN amp hooked up on some really nice Ground Zero speakers, Bluetoothed into the car. He didn't even bother to integrate into the radio because it was like that last minute.
Right.
And he's like, listen, the sound stage isn't perfect. We just want you to hear the resolution of the car. And it sounded really good.
Very nice.
Pardon me. It sounded really good.
Very, very nice.
I didn't know what to think. Like hearing technology for the first time and not knowing like where things are set, like how much did he pump the EQ, stuff like that. But as far as like it being a Sound Digital product that I know a lot of people might go, oh, really? It was impressive. It was impressive.
There you go.
Very nice looking amplifiers, very clean. I love the black look. Let me think. Acrylic black top with writing on it. I wonder where that idea came from.
Yeah,
it's so strange. But anyways, this will be a unique product that not every Sound Digital retailer is going to have access to. It's going to be a limited release. They're going to have some training that you have to go through in order to become a dealer because they want it for select dealers only.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. So we'll see how that all plays out in the coming year or two because it's not like it's going to be like in gangbusters in the next couple weeks. They did have an 8-channel, which is kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how it goes. They've already offered us the product, and I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens.
There you go.
Mainly just because we have so many products. Moving on to other products, I got a chance to see, and I was like, "Can we get some of those?"
That was cool.
Yeah. I was like, "Can we get those? Those are really cool." Because I'm dying to get a set of flashy. I miss my flashy light. I really do. I know it was obnoxious and everyone hated it because it was distracting, but I enjoyed it. I like the flashy lights, and I still want to put some speakers up along the cabinet here that have lights and flash and do neat stuff like that. So Kicker has these new Bluetooth square cans. That's a round speaker that's Bluetooth controlled. It's got a little keypad. They're tiny. They're little tiny. Those are like almost like 4-inch, just to give them some idea of how big they are. But they're really cute. They're robust looking. You know, cute isn't exactly the most manly way to do that. But you know, hey, what's up, Ada? Good morning.
What's up?
But yeah, it was. Hopefully, we'll get a set of those. I just got to keep bugging them. That's really what it comes down to. But they're pretty cool. As you can see, one unique thing about them is obviously it's a full amplified Bluetooth controller with a subwoofer output. Yeah. So the idea is that you don't need to take up a lot of space. You don't need to. The controller is pretty small. You can easily install these into something and be rocking and rolling very quick. Yeah. So pretty neat. Metra and Harman come together to make a Harley, more motorcycle stuff. Now, one of the things that so there's nothing unique about this article other than the fact that it's like Infinity is going to make motorcycle stuff, which everybody's doing now. Everybody is doing it. Like, it's just the new thing to do is make plug and play motorcycle stuff. It's become almost ridiculous at this point. However, one of the cool things that has come out of this is the cooperation between parts manufacturers and these amplifier manufacturers. So, for example, when you look at like MB Quartz makes the system for the Jeep. Yep. They buy Amp Pros. They buy black Amp Pros that Amp just makes for them. to put those systems in the Jeeps. When you look at what is it, Soundstream, that makes the Harley radio.
Yeah.
That is a collaboration with iData. So the radio comes with an iData product already in the box and ready to go. So I looked at this as more of like some of these manufacturers are finally realizing or admittingly realizing that, companies like Metra, Amp Global, iData, their future is linked.
Mm-hmm.
Like one can't survive without the other, because up until this point, I feel like a lot of these companies don't feel that way. Like they're just going to keep pumping products into the market, thinking that somehow magically they're just going to find their ways into cars and stuff. And it's like, you guys realize that there's a third party in here that has to exist. And if they don't exist, then your stuff doesn't go into cars.
Correct.
Because, what's the incentive for Metra to make a piece of plastic for somebody else that, kind of treats them like crap?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that that has always happened. I mean, iData is cool because like they've convinced a lot of radio manufacturers to put their iData link into the radio, so we have that port on the back, so we can retain some of these. And I think that was like the first time that these guys have decided to almost coexist in a world. Yeah. Metra is trying to do that. It didn't go as well as planned, meaning no one really adopted it, which is fine. I mean, it happens because a lot there again. On the flip side, a lot of these companies think, well, we've already got one. We really don't need another.
I'm surprised they, and that's great. Like having Harman, combined with Metra and everything. But right now, the hotness is like sound digital amplifiers and motorcycles, right?
Is it though?
I mean,
I don't know if it is.
The reason why I say that is because of social media.
Correct.
I see so many social media posts of like sound digital amplifiers, and it's like, hey, you never know. Maybe, the next one is going to be a harness, a T-harness for sound digital amplifier.
Well, I think those already exist, though, from, there again, Metra and PAC and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But my point, so here's the funny part. Like, when you actually look at the numbers, like ARC is killing it in motorcycles. Like,
it is?
Oh, my God,
really?
yeah. Oh, yeah. They make tons. Like, they don't make a ton of products, but the products they do sell, they sell tons of that crap.
See, that's the thing. I never seen that.
Well, there again, most people are stuck in the circle that they're in, so you've worked with Sound Digital. The monster that is the social media is going to feed you, because you're friends with Angel. And if you think about it,
yeah.
Angel is really the only guy on social media posting Sound Digital stuff. Like there's very rarely is it's like somebody else, it's just they do so much of it. I mean,
they are.
There's very, it's kind of, I mean, let's look at the other thing, like Rockford. Rockford is by far the biggest manufacturer
100%.
of motorcycle equipment.
Yep.
We were talking with, you weren't, but I was talking with Kenwood this weekend. The vendor, were you there when we talked about it? The vendor that took their product they did 140 bikes.
Yeah.
They put, so that's 140 new Kenwood systems.
So like how much Rockford is?
No, but what I'm getting at is a brand new product. This is its first year. It literally came out a month ago, and they put it on 140 bikes. I don't know about you, but 140 bikes. This is like a $1,200 kit. Yeah. That's a whole bunch of money to be spent, and it's not a week. It's
that's like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Cicada's trying to get there fast. Exactly.
I think everybody right now, they want a piece of motorcycle.
Correct. And that's the problem is that now everyone is going to have it, and it'll be just as commodity as everything else in the 12-volt world. So.
And it's because we're talking about new products. Dean Fernando, a new motorcycle speaker, is going to launch.
Yeah. Next year at Sturgis. We'll have our own booth. It'll be set up. It'll be over in the corner, though. It'll be like way over by
the bathroom.
By the bathroom.
Yeah.
It might even be a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have one speaker, just the one. We'll just
to tell the people, hey, this is the bathroom.
And I've heard that before. That was Larry Frederick. His was like, this is
motorcycle is car audio.
But then he added because it's easy, which totally he lost me on that one because I was like, wow, sure, man, let's go with that. So basically, we're just trying to make, and I see it because they're just trying to make money where it's easy, so to speak, and the variables are limited.
But it is easier.
I don't know if it's
Because
I
we're
think
spending so much money
Well,
on
but
motorcycle development.
Well, I think it's the variables. So, for
Okay.
example, like everyone is developing for Harley.
Uh-huh.
Now, just like in car audio, you have the guys that are extreme and doing crazy stuff, like when Ground Zero and Sound Digital and HKI brings a bike, it is crazy. It's all fiberglass and it's ridiculous. And or the one we saw at SEMA when we were hanging out with Bobby Gately that had like 610s. You couldn't even drive this thing.
No, you can't. But that's
it's just
my
a
point.
rolling. And
you want to get
it's
that
loud. It's $100,000 rolling speaker box. That was impressive.
You're not buying a regular amplifier and 4 speakers.
Right, but what I'm saying
rolling.
is, but that's like in our industry. That's the 1%.
Yeah.
Those don't. There isn't as many of those as there are daily drivers, because the sanity is I'm not paying $24,000 to $36,000 for a Harley that's just going to get pushed around from show to show. I want to drive it. So that's why you go a brand new product like Kenwood came out with. They did 120 bikes at the show.
Yeah.
That's an impressive number for like a day one product.
100%.
So
I'm just, I'm happy to see how it's going to go.
I just want to go out there and see it happen. I mean, yes, they will be toilet speakers.
Okay, but if you go to Sturgis, you have to wear leather pants.
I tell you what,
jacket.
I will buy you leather pants.
And
I will wear my shorts as I always do.
You can wear shorts, man.
I can totally wear shorts.
This is a motorcycle event.
Yeah, they don't wear shorts.
You have to wear.
You realize how stereotypical you are. You're bad. Like
No, I would do that.
I know you would. You'd look like a drag queen. We could take you to the Blue Oyster. You'd be all set. Anyways, the interesting part of this story is that we're starting to see these manufacturers realize that they need help because they're not willing to spend the money on themselves. And in this case, kudos to Metra for stepping up.
Yes.
And, here's the funny part, though. If you dig deep into the product actually has a DSP built into it. They're only using the Metra piece to flatten out the signal. So it's one of the Metra DSPs, and all it's doing is going in and flattening out the signal. I think it's
great.
Oh, I think it's great because the system is already EQ'd through the amplifier, so it's a complete package. Which there again, I think that is also the appeal of a lot of these motorcycles is because we're only going to be doing this. We know how to EQ it.
Yep.
And so, but there again, I know like that's the problem with the kicker key is that some people are like, oh, I wish I could do more. It's like, you can't. But I don't know. It ought to be interesting. If this does have a Metra DSP, if it's not locked,
I would put the Harman DSP and just a flat signal from Metra.
It is.
So
that's what you didn't have to. That's what it comes. What I'm saying is that the Harman is fine, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
So if I have access to another EQ in front of it, so I every car has is pre-tuned, but they still have basement and treble controls
for sure.
So I mean, not sometimes they suck. So this is a funny one. Firstech's 4G Dashcam connects aftermarket security system. Firstech is obviously one of the biggest alarm manufacturers.
Yeah.
They have a current camera out that we put in a car and still haven't published the video because we suck. But when I was a kid, younger back in the day, when I started into this crazy job of mine, we often talked about, man, that would be so cool if my alarm was going off, if I could turn on a camera, if I could make a phone call. And as I get older, of course, these things start to happen. Now your alarm's going off, it'll call your cell phone. And this one, as soon as your alarm goes off, will automatically turn on a camera. I'm sure it's not the first to do this, but it's the first to be all in one, meaning Firstech is making the camera, they make the alarms, they integrate together, and as soon as the sensor, and there again, Firstech can page you to tell you your car's alarm is going off. So now everything is basically true. You can put this in your car. It'll turn on your dash cam. Hopefully it's a multicam.
It's a lie.
That'll be that. We'll have the everything just doing what it's supposed to do.
It would be cool if it's just a 360 camera.
Well, I like that one camera that John had that sat in the front of his dad. I mean, I think it looked terrible.
That looks terrible.
But it was a cool 360 cam. I thought that was neat. I like the idea of a 360 cam because you can see 360.
Yeah.
Although I do feel like you need one out the back. So like the 360 is cool because it gets the cab and whatever is happening outside the windows. but I still feel like you need a back camera.
I mean, the technology exists now because, like, for example, Tesla. Tesla records everything 360 with the cameras.
Yeah, well, no, they show you. They don't necessarily record it.
They do.
Yeah, but you have access to it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. But still, it doesn't matter. Watch your car get stolen in 4K. Yeah. And, of course, Ada says, I use that in my S2000.
See,
of course
that is so cool.
Well, that's because he wants to watch his car get stolen in 4K.
I just want to know how is the 300s?
360 Mafia?
No, the 300Z, the Nissan.
Oh, did he actually end up buying that?
Buy that car.
Yeah, he's a sucker for a new car. I mean, it was so cheap. You can't throw cheap stuff in front of him like that he wants, because he's gonna buy it.
Amen.
I mean, it's funny though. He'll buy it for $2,000, but then he's gonna easily put another 20 into it.
Yeah, I mean, what would you not? It's great.
I mean, let's be honest. We're headed there with the way AI is going. Hell is going to be. Like, we're all gonna, Terminator's real, man. It's gonna happen.
I like it.
It's totally gonna happen. We're all gonna die from the machines.
Wiper's arm. Oh no, that's different, right?
Wiper's arm.
Yeah, that was.
Oh jeez. What's up, Car Gift? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Okay, so moving on. This is something that we're all going to get blamed for. Thank you, Ford.
No.
Ford amplifier glitch. Holy crap, the factory amplifier might suck. So this is a safety notice that's put out. So a lot of the times what happens, obviously we work on cars every day of the week, and sometimes manufacturers think they're awesome.
They think they're awesome.
And they can do no wrong. Of course, making thousands and thousands of the same thing over and over again, obviously there would never be a problem with any of them. Like, they're always going to be perfect, which is something that we know isn't true. I've experienced this myself with a Ford when Ford had the safety recall for the cruise control, pin switch being on the back of the brake fluid reserve, which is highly flammable. So when the plastic clip would break on the pin switch, and it would just spray hot brake fluid over the motor and catch it on fire. It seems to me like, that is awesome. I had to go out on an insurance claim for that to find out that it wasn't our fault. And literally, like, why were we out there? Because this was a thing, and everyone was like, oh, wow, yeah, I didn't know. Really? You didn't know? I mean, every news okay, you guys suck. And then our buddy Eduardo just had a problem with a F-250.
Yep.
And no, they're not all Fords. Those are just the ones that pop into my head. They're all Fords. Had a problem with an F-250 where the dash screen just went dead.
Yeah.
He's get done with the car and the dash screen.
Gauge cluster.
Gauge cluster. Radio works. Everything worked fine that he was around. Turns out that there's a recall. There's a bad solder joint on the back of the gauge cluster. And if you hit just the right bump, guess what? Your gauge cluster goes out and needs to go back in for service. There again, he spent hours of frantic, moments in his life before he finally figured out that there was a recall. Yeah, it's pretty cool. God forbid these manufacturers get their shit together. I mean, you got a $100,000 truck there, and they can't send you an email let you know that, like, your shit is bad. I mean, come on.
I would punch them in the face right now.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's the other thing too, is that, let's be honest, car dealerships are some of the biggest douchebags on the planet.
See, I don't know. Every time somebody comes, and I'm just saying in general, it's like, oh, I'd rather to take it to the dealership, and sometimes they are the worst. Right.
And Silverados, our buddy Joe, same thing. His car was in the shop. His brand new GMC was in the shop for 6 months or 3 weeks or some obscene amount of time, to where they finally had to give him a car, because he's like, dude, this is a brand new car. This is an $80,000 truck that I've been out with for like a week and a half. You guys need to give me something to drive. And there again, this is expected. This is normal. Car dealerships, on the other hand, I feel like they need to stop being so douchey. There are some good ones out there, like anything else. You have good ones, you have bad ones, but I have yet to experience the service guys that aren't just total dicks.
But for example, like, we work in the Bronco, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now when you look very detailed in the car, looking around, there's so many gaps in cars that they're like, okay, how did they let them out like that? We get blamed for, like, just, this is not right.
Yeah. Yeah, dealerships can't trip. Yeah, they're just parts changers.
Well, they mechanics, they not.
Yes, if you don't complain in less hours, they don't work. Manufacturer problem that dealers need to solve it. Also, the profit from the sale. The reality is like, you put a warranty on something, you better back it up. And the guys that are supposed to be representing the warranty, if they're dicks, there's no reason to be. And they're, this is always going to be one of those things where aftermarket is always going to hate those guys because those guys are just jerks. And the fact that they don't want to work for their money. It's like, oh my God, a car has a problem. Oh, you put a charger in the cigarette lighter.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Oh man, no, that's the problem right there.
Avoid the warranty.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It's like, are you kidding me? Oh, you didn't use the factory air filter. Oh my God, you put new wheels and tires on it. Yeah, that's why the air conditioner doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, the transmission is gone. That's why.
Yeah, and in this case, what had happened is the factory amplifier is bad. It just does silly things. And somehow they were able to fix it with a software update.
So if you take your car to one of the car stereo and then the amplifier die, don't blame your car stereo guy.
Well, according to the article, it was making noise. It would just make these random like noises and do strange things, but at a level to where some of these people were just having to turn the car off because it was so loud and there was no way to turn it off because as we all know now, the radios don't actually turn off with the on and off switch. The on and off switch on a factory radio is literally just there to mute audio, not turn it off, and turn the display into a standby mode, but it's not actually turning off the radio. So in this case, they would just get loud and drown you out of the cabin of your $80,000 pickup. How cool is that, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like death. Yeah. I just
get insurance for you hearing.
I just feel it's one of those things where at some point car manufacturers they're never going to because things never change. They just get worse. But it's what it is. Yeah. But anyways. Yeah. So that, my friends, is the news. Now you know as much as we do, which is to say not much. But hey, that's what we got for Friday. This Friday. Hopefully today we'll get to do some Instagram. This week has been crazy hectic for us with the pending doom of a hurricane coming through and then having to do all the fun stuff with that. We did get some time off one day, which I spent editing videos for Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips. So if you're a fan of Moscone or you'd like to know more about the Moscone DSP, make sure to head over to Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips there on YouTube. And you can check out the videos we posted on the DSP software. If you were there and watched them live, you might want to watch them again because I re-edited them and made them shorter and with pop-ups and pictures and all that fun stuff. If you're just curious about some of the cool features that their DSPs have, check it out. Tomorrow's Saturday, which means that we are going to be doing this again. We'll be answering all your questions and having just as much fun as we possibly can. Make sure to keep an eye on those notifications, whether we're going to go live at 5 or 6. We've been doing 5 lately because, the summertime, it's been kind of nice. Getting out of here on time is pretty crazy.
Pretty good.
So anytime we get the opportunity to go a little bit early so that we can get home to our families, well, we're going to do it. So just keep an eye on that and, see what happens. It's going to be 5 or 6. But that's it. That's all we got. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Check out 5 Minutes with 5 Star, on
Instagram.
So.
Yeah. And make sure to pay attention. If you're not a fan of mobile solutions on Instagram, make sure you start following them and keep up to date on a lot of the stuff that's going to be happening with Master Tech Expo.
That class is going to be insane.
Which class?
The class they're going to do coming up next month.
Oh, with Justin?
Jay? Yeah. That's a panel. No, like a center console.
I was going to say, it's a center console class.
That would be awesome to see Jay doing his thing.
Justin?
Yeah.
Why do you keep calling him Jay?
Justin. Jay.
Yeah, but I think he goes by Justin.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call him Tattooey if you want, but Justin
Jay.
Probably.
Yeah, Justin.
If you really wanted to go, I could get you a ticket and you could sit in the back and film it. I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Hey, guys, thank you so much for playing along with us. You guys go forth, be merry, have a great Friday, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
You suck at it.
Well, he's going for Sony.
I still suck.
I told him we couldn't go.
Yeah,
we just get him back, and that would just be crazy.
Yeah.
You guys have a great day. See ya.
Bye, guys.